Round 3, we have the choice playing first. What do we got? Good looking hand to me. We got we got all 3 colors. First and foremost, we have removal, we've got equipment, creatures, all the works, everything you could ask for in a hand. All right. Seems like a good opportunity to play a morph. Frontier Mastodon for no value. Got it. Don't need to flip our morph just yet. So I think we actually just equip and swing. Because he is certainly not motivated to block. And yes, I could unmorph it now, but I actually like the idea of him building a better defensive ground force for that, and then I unmorph it. Kind of putting all my eggs in one basket, I admit, but seems like a good basket to put into. Creator's Claw is currently nukes for 5, which is certainly relevant. All right. Doing a little bolstering. Keeping reasonable pace with us, honestly. But Abzan deck, it would appear. No attacks. So he wants to play defensive. This is going to be... This works out exactly how I wanted it to. So we play the Mystics, or we reveal the Mystics, rather. Let's go ahead and swing. And I guess I don't have to Defiant Strike yet. So why don't we just deal our 5, play the Mystics, and pass. Guess it makes more sense to leave our white source up. So we actually just have lethal next turn with Creator's Claws plus the Watcher of the Roost damage. Certainly not to be overlooked. Well, seems like he's likely got removal, so why don't we just bathe in Dragonfire and see what that does. Defiant Strike, our non-flyer. So if he's got removal, he's going to have to pick between 2 pretty good choices. Certainly motivating him to want to do it to the Lotus Eye Mystics. since it would refuse us a card, but he still would have to deal with the Watcher of the Roost, which could pose an issue. Reach of Shadows, perhaps? Throttle. Alright, still choosing the flyer, which is pretty interesting, actually. We still get to net our card, and he's still very much dead to Crater's Claws. Teamer Sabretooth caught a lot of flack for passing this card. Yeah, I'd say I likely undervalued its activated ability. Absolutely. Why don't we just claws our opponent and kill him, I guess. Alright. So, Abzan. Saw some pretty reasonable creatures. Teamer Sabretooth, certainly good with the... Well, I guess, whatever. It's fine with Frontier Mastodon. But good with Enter the Battlefield effects. Good versus removal. Thankfully, we have actually... Just Skycharm's pretty good removal for Sabretooth because he can't... Indestructible is irrelevant, and we can put it on top of his library, and there's nothing he can really do about that. We can also Suspension Field his Sabretooth. So oddly enough, we actually have good removal for a indestructible creature. Did we see any enchantments? No. Did we see any reason to bring in Valley Dasher? Absolutely not really. Barrage of Boulders could be good. Over, say, a Defiant Strike, but let's just let's try this one more time, actually. Guess I could have done Disdainful Stroke. I could see a pretty reasonable argument for that. We got to keep this. We got actual creatures in plays. No red mana yet, but all right. Opponent mulls to 5, which is always helpful. To drop is Sultai Emissary. All right. Not too big of a deal. So this turn we'll drop the Student. Next turn we'll, I presume, drop a Tranquil Cove and another Student, setting up for a Hero's Blade equip at some point. Three cards left in our opponent's hand. What do we got? Frontier Mastodon. No Ferocious. Okay. So, well, Horde Chief be good eventually. But for now, let's just play a Student and pass. This sets us up for a better Hero's Blade. And he might actually be motivated to attack with the Mastodon. Although, I guess a double block on a Mastodon is pretty good here. I guess it's not too good of an idea, though. Oh. Could double block it, yeah. I think I just take 3. I don't want to... I can afford to take it, and I've got a pretty good follow-up play, I thought. Oh, he's got the Sabretooth too, huh? Yeah, Sabretooth's pretty good there, I admit. No red mana yet. Guess we do Watcher, and then pass. Definitely want my Watcher to stay alive. Guess we'll have to take 4 here. So if we get a land, we're in pretty good shape, though. Not quite the land I was asking for, but still, actually, I guess not that bad. So let's play this. Let's reveal Horde Chief. We'll go ahead and get in for 2 flying. Drop a Horde Chief and pass. And set up for a pretty nice War Flare. Although we also have Scale Guard at this point, and I can buff my Watcher of the Roost, as well as tap something down, so not in a bad place here. 4 lands. Guess we'll take our 4. War Flare next turn should be pretty brutal. Yep. Yeah, War Flare plus Defiant Strike too. Jeez. It's pretty ideal. So we'll swing with the team. Might just Defiant Strike here. Well, now I'm motivated to not Defiant Strike. Alright. So let's bust out the War Flare. Well, yeah, I guess we should. I guess I can Defiant Strike first, though. So let's do that on, guess the squad. Just to basically see what we get. Alright, whatever. Oops, doesn't quite work. Alright, so pretty massive buffs here. Do a lot of damage. He does get to manifest, but took care of a Woolly Loxodon as well, and we have Elite Scale Guard next turn, which is going to be pretty close to lethal. Technically, Hero's Blade, if we get a land, also gets us some prowess, which is pretty good. So if we get Scale Guard next turn, I was going to say we can swing team, but I don't think that's actually true. But if I draw a land, I probably just Blade plus Equip. Yeah. Probably makes the most sense, I guess. So if I swing team, he blocks, and then can't really block too effectively on the other ones, but let's just play it safe. I mean, he could do a trade, I guess, but this puts him in a pretty tough spot and leaves us good defensively. Alright, returning something. Oh, he wants to get the... It was a forest, so he just wants that land. Okay. So now he can throttle our Watcher, but that eats up all of his mana. So I think next turn we just play Scale Guard and I guess bolster our... Well, I guess we don't have to. So deck worked really well for us. We were able to... I guess our opponent had a mulligan this game, so we didn't get, the most accurate assessment of our deck, but it looked good. Hero's Blade was fantastic. I'm glad that card worked as well as I wanted it to. I thought it was great. Every time we played it, there was never a time at any point where I thought it was bad. It was great for us. Just a really debilitating equipment card to deal with. We never got to play Light Form once, but thankfully didn't need it. Just Sky Charm was great. Defiant Strike was great. Scale Guard and Dragon Scale General were both fantastic. Crater's Claws finished games. So deck came together and played very nicely for us. I was very pleasantly and happily surprised. So hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you for the next draft.